Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this meeting of League City Toastmasters. I'm glad each one of you are here this morning. Today we have a special session. Our club coach, Elizabeth Ruiz, is going to give us some training regarding how to use pathways and some other tools to make our Toastmasters experience more dynamic. So Toastmasters is always exciting, always interactive, and these tools are robust, but they only work to the degree that we use them and take advantage of these tools. So Elizabeth, thank you for the training you're going to give us today, and I hand the mic off to you.
Thank you so much, Scott. Excellent. Thank you for the introduction. I would love to start sharing my screen. And by a show of hands, I know everyone here except our newest guest, Judy. Welcome. And I need to find out if everyone is very comfortable with signing in to Free Toast Toast. Is there anyone here having problems with Free Toast Toast? Judy, are you in Free Toast Toast?
I don't know what you're talking about, Elizabeth.
Okay, it's okay. As a member, we have website through Toastmasters, and it is called Free Toast Toast. And I'm sharing my screen now. Is everyone able to see it?
Yes.
Okay. Judy, this is our specific website for League City Toastmasters. When you become a member, you'll be able to upload your headshot, post your bio, as well as your social media icons. And I specifically like LinkedIn because it is a nice professional networking social media platform where we can all connect with each other. And that's how you see these photos on the agendas. We're going to start here, and I'm going to show you why. This is a little behind the scenes. For example, when you're fulfilling a role, it is so imperative to not only make sure that you're in the timer role, like Alicia has here, but you can see a check mark where it says confirmed. Is everyone able to see that where I'm circling?
Yes.
Yes.
So when you go in and sign and click the blue bar to sign up, you also need to take a second step and confirm it. Why is this so important? Because there are specific reports that we can print, and we need this to find out for level 3 of pathways to see if we've filled specific roles to move on to level 4. And if that is too much, I can share with you now what that means. For example, when you are confirmed as a timer, there are reports that anyone can run once you're in Free Toast Toast. You utilize these icons here. While we're here at these 4 icons, when you're in a club, whether you're attending or not, out of respect for each club, you should always tell the Vice President of Education and your club if you're attending or not. And if you're uncertain, you can go ahead and say uncertain. But it's to let us know if you'll be attending. Also, when it's time to find out which roles you've filled, there are specific reports you can run. When you go to these specific icons, if you want to know what roles you filled, you go over here to the role report, and I'm going to do just this new Toastmaster year, July 1st. You click that, and then you can run it, and it will show you each person in your club and what roles that they filled. Why is this important? For 2 main reasons. The first is you want to make sure that you are not filling the timer's role all the time. We need to make sure that you're having experience being a timer, a grammarian, an all counter, and so forth. And here is a report that you can check for yourself, and the Vice President of Education can check it to make sure she or he can approve you for a level 3. Why do I keep asking about level 3? Does anyone know that answer? What does filling roles have to do with level 3 and pathways? Does anyone know?
No.
Okay, I'm about to show you. And this is why. When you are in a level 3, the only way you can progress to a level 4 is, can everyone see this spreadsheet? This is my private pathways tracking spreadsheet that I use because I'm in 4 different clubs and I'm in 5 different pathways. The items that are highlighted in yellow are the pathways that I have already activated. The blue is level 1. And when I complete a speech, I fill in that date. Let's move over to level 3. Now, remember when I said how important it is to make sure you know which roles you filled on which dates? Level 3, you must be an evaluator, a Toastmaster, and a table topics master. You cannot move to level 4. You can move to level 4, but you cannot complete a pathways until you have been an evaluator, a table topics master, and a Toastmaster. And you need to make sure you fill in these dates. And if you forget, oh gosh, when was I a table topics master? When was I Toastmaster? You can always go back to free Toast Host and you can pull that report. Okay. The Vice President of Education must know these dates. Yes, Judy.
Is this something that you have to go and fill in or something that populates automatically?
Are you talking about this spreadsheet here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, this is my private way of how I track all of my pathways. And some people don't do this. Some people will keep a notebook, and some people don't keep any notes. They'll rely on the agenda, and some people don't even know to go to the agenda to pull the reports, like these specific reports here. But the VPE, Vice President of Education, will know. And that's why it's important, us as members, whether we're a Vice President of Education or not, it's so imperative to know when you filled a role and when you can move on to the next level. If you were not an evaluator, a table topics master, and a Toastmaster, you will not be able to complete a pathways. Now, let's say that you didn't know that. Well, the Vice President of Education should know that, and they will not be able to approve all of your pathways, specifically your level 3. You cannot, there's 2 areas that the Vice President of Education, as well as 2 other officers, can approve you to complete a pathway level. And before that officer approves a level 3, they must know to go into that agenda and confirm that you were an evaluator, a table topics master, and a Toastmaster. Now, I would be more than happy to share this sheet with you. It's a Google sheet. It's a live working document, and I can share it with you, and then you can just delete all my dates and fill in your own. Something that is also interesting is I keep a separate spreadsheet and I type anytime that I am a speaker. For example, August 18th is coming up. And I know that I'm giving an impromptu speaking speech at Cougar Rhetoric. It's one of the clubs I'm a mentor of, and that's on August 18th. So I would go here and I would type in one of my electives for level 3 would be August 18th. And let's see what happens when you type in something that hasn't happened yet. Let's see what color it turns. It will turn blue.
Oh.
Now, when that date passes, it will then turn green. This is a great tool to use. For example, if you want to plan out your month worth of speeches and roles, or you can plan out your entire year. This is also easily manipulated to where if you change or something happens, or if you go into a club and you need to fill a second role, sometimes someone doesn't show up and they're like, oh, can you be all counter and grammarian? Then you can at least keep track of all of that and constantly change this. So let's go back to the agenda. So here's the agenda. This is a very good reason of why clubs should all be using free Toast. It keeps data for you. It is your best friend when you're a Toastmaster. And let me show you something else you can do when you are in the agenda. Not only can you see your roles, you can highlight the speech report. And I'm doing this for just the Toastmaster year that starts in July. And here we go. This is the report of all the speakers who have spoken since July 1st. And so far, Alicia, myself, and Scott, it will tell you the date, the duration, the title, the project, the pathway, the level, as well as the introduction. Now, this doesn't just populate on its own. The only way this report can be filled in is if we, as a member, go to the agenda and type this in ourselves. For example, the speaker here in this agenda my computer's frozen. I think I have too many tabs open. Well, when you're a speaker and let me close that out. Okay. When you're a speaker, you go into this agenda. Alicia is speaker for our next club meeting. She's confirmed it. She has shared that she's in Pathways Dynamic Leadership Level 1 Icebreaker 4 to 6 minutes. I do not see her bio yet. Alicia, have you filled out your bio? I don't see that yet. But when she does fill out that, then that will be populated under the speaking roles here. The introduction will be posted here. So let's go back to the agenda. When you go and fill out a speaker role, and I'm going to start over from scratch. So Alicia has already picked her pathways. I'm going to say I'll be a speaker. I click sign up, and I would need to choose my path, and I'll just say Dynamic Leadership Icebreaker. Here you would type your title, and then here you would type your speech introduction. We need to do this for two very important reasons. The first one is when you're a Toastmaster, you need to introduce the speaker by sharing what their path is, what level, the time of their speech, and that's for not only the audience, but it's specifically for the timer so they know when to do the time cards, the title, and your intro. That's for the Toastmaster. For the second reason is when the Vice President of Education pulls those reports, they will have that. Okay? Do I have any questions so far? Great. Okay. When you are signing up to let the group, the members know that you're showing up, we can take a member role historical report. And this is specifically for the Vice President of Education. It will let who our current VPE is Alicia. She will know which members showed up on what dates and what role they played. This is also beneficial for us as members as well. And the way you do that is you go up here and you can pull the attendance report, the role report, and the speech report. And you can populate that through all time by clicking all, and it will tell you every date since the inception of League City, or you can say the current year, which is July 1st. If you want to go back and look at how many times you've been timer or Toastmaster. Okay. let's say that you want to print the agenda instead of just keeping this up here. You can always click this printer icon and you can pick 7 out of 7 options, which I always do. I like to see who's not attending, who's attending, if there's any meetup notes, the meeting description, the roll times. I like to see all of that. So I click all 7 and then I click OK, and it will populate the agenda. And now I can keep it on my computer saved as a PDF, or I can print it out. And this is what it looks like right here. This is a PDF version of the agenda. Okay, now these are all the reports that I've pulled just from Free Toast Host. Let's go back to the agenda. When you sign up as an evaluator and someone is speaking, for example, Alicia is speaking and I'm evaluator 2. I need to evaluate Alicia. The quickest way to do this, to pull the evaluation form, is you go directly to Free Toast Host and you click evaluation form, and it will populate the evaluation form for Alicia. If you can see the light blue bars, that tells you it's a fillable PDF, and you can type Alicia's name here. You can type the date. You can type my name as the evaluator, and you can type right here while she's giving the speech. You can fill in the comments you excelled at, and then you can keep typing. Once you finish your evaluation, you save it, and I'm going to say Alicia Icebreaker, and then you can put today's date, and then you can save it. And this is the quickest way, after you give an evaluation, to send it to them. You don't need to email it to them. You can go immediately to Pathways and you can attach it to their Pathways portal. I'm now going to move over to Toastmasters in Pathways. And you would go over here to the Toastmasters website. You would go to Basecamp. And I'm already, I'm in League City. You have to make sure you're in your home club. In the club that you're attaching the evaluation to. I would go to Basecamp. And then you would locate the person you gave the evaluation for. And up here in the upper right-hand corner, there is a search bar, and you just need to type the first few initials of their letter, and it will populate for you. There, A-L. Oh, Alicia, you know what? Maybe you're not set up because when I type in AL, it pulls up Al Garza. So here is a great example. If you're a member of more than one club, the only way I would be able to attach Alicia's evaluation is if Alicia has her setting on League City. So this tells me that Alicia has her home club set as another club right now. I'm not able to attach her evaluation. Alicia, is there any way you could log into Toastmasters and change your home club to League City? Let's see if she can do that. If not, then let me go to Scott. Okay, I'll go to Scott. So I'm going to now attach an evaluation to Scott's. So all you do is you click on their name. This way, when we used to do this face-to-face, we would have paper evaluations and handwrite it and just hand it to them. Then once we started going on Zoom, we would fill out the evaluation, save it, and email it to them. Now in Pathways, they give us the fillable evaluation forms straight from the agenda to where you can save it and go directly to Scott's page. And you just click on the feedback tab. And right here, you can click the attach the file. I can select a file, or I can drag and drop it, and I can put the evaluation form right there, and I can type him a little message. Scott, great speech today. And then I have an option to share this feedback with everyone, Scott's managers, or Scott himself. But there's nothing that I'm hiding, so I always click everyone. And then I attach the evaluation, and now it immediately goes to his portal. And there's no need to email it to him and then Scott take the time and log into Pathways and upload it to Pathways. Why is this important to keep your Pathways on your settings to where you're holding all of your forms? Okay, the way to do this is, let's go back to Basecamp. I'm going to go to my profile and I will show you why it's important in case if you need access to all your evaluations. You would go back into Basecamp in your own portal and you can go to my feedback. When I'm on Zoom, it takes a little bit longer for me to click on these little tabs. I apologize. And I can see here who's given me feedback, where they've attached their evaluation forms. Okay, and these are the people that have so far given me the evaluation. Carolyn gave me a badge, and we'll go into that in a minute. Now let's say that these are the members who've given me the feedback, but now I want to see where I've uploaded my own feedback. So I would go over to my own path.
What do you mean your own feedback? I'm sorry, I'm not following this.
It's
I
okay.
think this is a little over my head at this moment.
It's okay, Judy. I will spend as much time as you need. If this is the first time you've ever seen this, it's so foreign the first time. Trust me, I had to spend time going through this and really clicking on things and looking at everything. This is a Pathways main page. When you become a member, you have access to all of your education levels that you want to take, your speech evaluations, there's tutorials and resources. Here, this is your path and learning. These are the 3 paths that I'm in now. The other 2 I've already completed. And this gives you a dashboard of everything that you have access to in Toastmasters. So you can look at your feedback, you can look at your badges, and what a badge is now that we're digital, instead of giving physical Toastmaster pins that you would pin on you, we give them digitally now, and we can now give performance and feedback badges. And then this is where you would store your documents. For example, if I did not upload Scott's evaluation and I decided to just email it to him, and then he would need to take that evaluation and go into his home dashboard and click on my documents here. And this is when I said I would upload my own feedback. Then I have access to uploading it by clicking on that first tab. It takes you to these levels, and you have an option to upload level 1 speeches into level 1, or you can just put everything into my documents. For example, I upload speeches that I give outside of Toastmaster clubs. I will upload that, for example, to show my Vice President of Education proof that I was a paid speaker at a company. So for example, Microsoft headquarters booked me to speak at their tech conference this month. Well, COVID happened and that was rescheduled for next year. But this is proof that here that I was speaking on 3 different topics in 2 different days, and these are the topics that I was speaking on. And the reason why I'm keeping this is because Toastmasters has an award that it's the Accredited Speaker Series, and you can get, after so many paid speeches, you can fill out a form, an application, and you become an accredited speaker through Toastmasters. And when you go into, let me go back. When you go into your feedback, you can upload all of these evaluations, and you can upload proof for the Vice President of Education for speaking outside of the club. Also, when you're in particular paths, for example, there's an elective in visionary communication where you need to do a communications plan. And it's not only your speech and your evaluation, the Vice President of Education needs to see that 2-page communication plan that you put together. And this is where you can upload all of that. So you can upload it in my documents, or you can go back and you can upload it in level 3, which is an elective, and you can just click level 3 and you can upload it there, and the Vice President of Education can go in and look at all of these documents here. This is a lot for someone who's not a member yet, who's a guest, and I apologize because I do understand. I can empathize with you right now that this is so foreign. It's like learning 2 different software programs in a hyper fast speed. But this is being taped, and I will spend as much time as possible that, to help you. Let's go back to the feedback. I wanted to touch on the badges just a little bit more. I shared that you can give badges instead of, buying pins and mailing them. We're now digital. And what's so much fun, and a lot of clubs aren't utilizing this, and I wish we would. Sometimes it's because we just don't know how to use it. I'm going to give Scott a badge, and I would just type in his name. I would click Scott, and it will take me to his page, and I will go over to feedback. Now, this is how I would upload his evaluation, if you can remember previously. I'm not going to upload an evaluation this time. This time, I would like to just let Scott know that he's doing such a great job during this time of the pandemic. So I'm telling him, great job leading League City Toastmasters. And I'm letting everyone know. And instead of this little paperclip to attach an evaluation, I'm going over to the badge icon. And I would like to let Scott know that he is exceptional. I'm going to click the exceptional badge, and I'm going to post it to his virtual badge portal. Now everyone can see it, and he's just been given an exceptional badge. Now, let's say you would like to see if you've ever received a badge. How do you find out? Currently, Toastmasters is not emailing us to let us know when we receive badges. So we have to go into your main portal, your main dashboard of Pathways, and you would click My Badges. And there's 2 types of badges you can have. You can receive a badge when you complete a Pathways. You can also have a badge when you complete a mentor program, and a mentor program is after you finished level 3 of your pathways, you can start an extra curriculum, which is called the mentor program. You can also receive badges, and this is someone that gave me a badge, an inspirational badge, and this is how you see your badges, which is, it's nice to see. It's a digital badge. Let's go back to, I want to go back to Toastmasters website. Now, when we are in, oh, first of all, do we have any questions about that before I go on? Did I lose anyone, or do I need to share anything in more detail? Everyone's good? No, I didn't lose you? Karen, Alicia, Kelly, Scott, you're okay? Judy, hang in there. It'll be good. Okay.
Well, hey, I guess just a quick comment. I think at the end of the day, it underscores the importance of populating the agenda, keeping the agenda current, using the agenda, keeping up with documentation, because that leads to the completion of levels. It helps with inspiration, helps with badges. And the other thing that you didn't mention, I don't believe, is it also helps with documenting minutes for the meeting. So it just seems like the agenda in Free Toast Host is just so important. I appreciate you for highlighting all those important details. Thanks.
You're welcome. Yes.
I have another comment.
Okay.
So, what we talked with Elizabeth is that I made the agenda, I make an agenda and a possible agenda, and I send to every member by email. And then come the second part that you have to sign in the agenda, in the roles that were assigned or not, or another role that is available. And with that signing come up all the other things that are completed by doing the agenda, right, Elizabeth?
Okay. What, can you ask me what the question is though? What was the question, Alicia?
No, the importance of completing the agenda, like
Yes.
Scott say, because from the completed agenda comes all the other elements that are automatically filled. For example, you completed the agenda in your roles, and then those roles are going to appear in another part of the Toast host. And the things, we don't have to do that. This is automatic,
Correct.
right?
Right.
Okay.
As long as you confirm your role.
Right. Confirming your role or exactly. Yeah.
Yes, we must confirm. So for example, here you're the timer for next week and you're confirmed. Scott's the grammarian. He's confirmed. I'm confirmed. And I don't see anyone that has not confirmed yet.
Right.
So yes, once you're confirmed, you're now in that report portal where you can pull and create multiple reports.
Right.
And it's good for, you know, the VPE needs it. Like Scott said, the secretary needs it for the minutes of the meeting to confirm. The only thing that the secretary would need to be present is for who's winning what. And then the VP PR, each time we have a meeting, whoever wins best speaker, best evaluator, and best table topics master, the VP PR will post, congratulations to our best table topics master, and then they type their name. And that's something that you wouldn't see on the agenda. And that's why if the VP PR isn't present, they need to appoint someone that week to be the acting VP PR so they can do the social media post. Same thing with the secretary. If the secretary isn't present that meeting, then they'll need to appoint another officer to let them know who was there, who won what, so they can type the minutes of the meeting appropriately. And they the secretary and the VPPR can piggyback off of each other of who won which award, because that's something the agenda does not keep track of. That's why it's important, if an officer is absent, that we appoint another officer to help us with our roles, specifically VPPR and secretary, because they're the ones who have to do something after each meeting, posting and doing the minutes of the meeting. But Alicia, you do have help by having these reports that you can manipulate, as long as the members confirm their roles. And that's what happens. A lot of times a member will ask you to approve a pathway level, and you're looking at the report and you're saying, well, they said they finished all these levels, but I don't see anywhere where they finished everything. Then you would have to go back and look at the minutes of the meeting report, or, you know, you would have to keep track yourself to make sure that they were there that day filling that role.
Right.
But this is very important. Going through the agenda and confirming it, this is the backbone of making sure our club is organized and current and up to date, and being able to give our members awards in pathways instead of scrambling and backtracking and looking at calendars. And can you remember when, you know, 5 months ago, did someone give a speech? It's nice to keep a tracker. And if you don't want to do a little tracker like this, then make sure you go to the agendas and you're confirming everything. Do I have any questions before I continue?
Well, one comment.
Okay.
I would suppose that the agenda in Free Toast is official, whereas the tracker in Excel is unofficial. And I don't think you could use that tracker for any credit, right? I mean, that's a good...
Absolutely not. No, that's just for you.
Exactly, right. So the tracker is great for planning, but I would caution everybody that if you try to use that to get credit, forget it. So that just underscores the importance of the Free Toast agenda, because it's an official document. Thanks,
Right.
Elizabeth.
I use the tracker because I'm in 4 clubs and I plan out my speeches. And if I'm Toastmaster, you know, multiple times, and I know that, you know, I need to be in a different role. That's just how I stay organized. A lot of people do it differently, but I was just showing you how I keep all my speeches and roles organized, because a lot of times you can't remember. And if you're not going to the agenda to confirm it, how do you really know, right? Yeah, it's hard. And a lot of clubs are not even using Free Toast right now. They're not using this. So can you imagine? I mean, if you don't have this, I'm curious, Karen, in your clubs, do you use Free Toast? Karen? Maybe she stepped away. Okay. So the importance of the meeting agendas is on a very high level.
Right.
Because you only see 4 blue squares here on the agenda. When you're a president, a secretary, and a vice president of education, you have 7 of these squares. There's a lot of extra squares that you have that you can manipulate and pull reports. And I don't have access to that in League City, but in the other clubs where I'm president, I could show you the 7 squares, but we don't need to get into that right now, because that's something that the president, VPE, and secretary has access to. And they can really do some great reports. While we're on here, I wanted to move your eyes over to the left side where it says members only. There's a nice little link called Mentor Protege Request Form. This is really nice to have. When you click on it, you can share with the Vice President of Education if you would like to be a mentor or you would like to be a mentee. And you also have questions, and you can let them know if you want to be working with your mentee, email, phone, before meetings, after meetings, and then you submit it. And this way, the Vice President of Education, when a new member signs up, a new member receives new membership packet from the Vice President of Membership. And then that new member goes to the Vice President of Education, where the VPE, Vice President of Education, will work with the new member of selecting your first path, enrolling you in your first path, scheduling your icebreaker, and partnering you up with a mentor. And I know Scott and myself have signed up to be mentors. And I don't know if anyone else has, but this is a great tool to use. And it's one extra step to where we really take care of our new members to make sure that you're not lost and you're immediately connected and you understand and your pathways is picked out and you're scheduled and you're not alone. We're here. You have the Vice President of Education, you have all the members, and then you have your mentor that you can contact at any time to help you along your way. I wanted to show also the club roster. I pulled the League City club roster, and you can go, when you're an officer, you can go into Leadership Central. And Judy, until you become an officer, you'll have access to this, but this just shows everyone who's been Pathways enrolled. Currently, we have 2 members that are not in Pathways that I would like to see them in Pathways. That would help our club earn more of our distinguished goals. Also, you can pull the club status, the Distinguished Club Status Report. When you're an officer, you can pull this. And right now it shows that we have 11 members, and it does not show any of our education awards, which I'm concerned about because I know a few of us have submitted them. So we need to contact Club Central to find out why these aren't being populated yet. But it tells us that we have all of our officers trained. Our officer list has been on time. And we just need to make sure that we watch this to make sure our education levels are being logged. And then this is for payments. And I bring this up because as of yesterday, Toastmasters International just opened up our renewal portal, and all officers should go on to the Leadership Central, Club Central submit payment icon, and you just find your name and you add it to the cart and you pay for it. And it's easy. So if we have all of the officers do that, we would need just one more person to pay their renewals, and we're safe for the next year, for the next 6 months. So that's something that I implore you to do, all officers that are on this call, is to pay your dues today. And let's make that treasurer job a little bit easier so he doesn't have to hunt us all down. Also in Club Central, it can show our club achievements. And currently, unfortunately, we've not won any of the membership awards or distinguished club awards. But there's something very exciting on this page that I just found. And I'm sure Scott will be doing something, as well as the Vice President of Public Relations should be really, really promoting this. It's very exciting news. You see here where it says anniversary certificate. You can see each year that you reach your milestone. And when I clicked on that, it gave me this. This month, August of 2020, League City Toastmasters is celebrating its 2-year anniversary. And this is such a great, wonderful milestone. This is something that we should be celebrating the entire month of August, really putting it out there in PR and marketing, posting it on all of our social media, sharing it to League City, and writing press releases and doing news reports and blogs and postings, and maybe have each member do a short little video of why they're in Toastmasters and what we're doing to celebrate our 2nd anniversary. And this is an exciting time. This happens only once a year. And so congratulations, League City Toastmasters, on 2 years of being a club. Well done.
Yeah, I'm glad you showed us that. That's exciting. Yeah, we definitely can use that in all the ways you mentioned. We're gonna do it. You bet. Fantastic.
Yes,
Thanks for showing us that.
That's excellent. Okay, so we're going to go back to the agenda. And Judy, this is for you. When you become a member, you will have access to this members only side, and you'll just click on private member directory, and that's where you'll see all the members. But you would click on edit your profile, and that's where you would upload you would go over here to your member bio, and you would type a brief bio, upload your photo. Here you would add your LinkedIn profile if you have a LinkedIn profile, and you just save it, and then it will populate it, and that's how your photo will populate on the agendas. And if you ever need help with that again, any of the officers can help you with it. Do I have any questions so far? We should all give each other badges. We should all go in and practice giving badges. Does anyone want to practice and share their screen? Anyone? Scott, have you given a badge?
I have not, but I could do it.
Okay, I'm going.
You want me to try?
Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay, let me go and open. Let me go and open. Let's see. Give me just a second.
Okay.
I didn't have it open. Give me half a second. League City Toastmasters.
Now, Alicia and I have spent a lot of time, I believe 5 sessions so far. We have 5 hours racked up of interactive online coaching and teaching demonstrations. We've spent a lot of time, and Scott's joined us, I believe, in almost every single coaching session as well. We've had some fun things to do on Toastmasters here.
We did, Elizabeth, and you taught us so well.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is the Free Toast Host. I'm logged in as a member.
Okay, so go to toastmasters.org. Yes, .com.
Oh, I've got to go to the international site?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, wrong website. Okay. Let me log in here. Fire hydrant. Okay, we got to play the game. Hold on, let's see. Okay. Now, is it under?
Correct.
Pathways? Okay. Is it base camp?
Correct. Perfect.
Okay, and then that's where we go in and we type in hold on just a second. Let's get rid of this little icon. Okay, so if I go, see, Alicia, we know that hers is not there. Let me do Megan. All right, Megan LeMaster, okay. Let's see. Oh, hold on a second. Let me do
go to feedback.
Let me do Elizabeth, because I know a little bit more about what Elizabeth's been doing. Okay, so you said go to, hold on a second. Oh, there it is, feedback. And then, okay, hold on just a second. You have done a fantastic job as our, okay. And then we do go find the badge.
Mm-hmm.
Data collaborative, exceptional, innovative. Let's see, which one are you missing? Okay.
Just pick one, whichever one you want to give me.
Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, let's do innovative.
There you go.
All right.
It's done. See how easy that is? It's quick.
Yes, thank you.
It's simple, and this is a really nice way to show appreciation to our members. The smallest token of appreciation, it takes such a short time. We don't need to buy badges, wait for the mail to mail it to them. We can electronically give them tokens of our appreciation through badges. Also, I would love to see us download our evaluation forms on the agenda, type it in on the fillable PDF, save it, and then go back into Pathways and attach it to their portal and Pathways. That way they don't have to take the time to download it, save it, go into Pathways and attach it. So have you done that before, Scott? Have you attached a feedback form?
I have not.
So let's practice that.
Okay, so I think I have to go back to Toastmasters.org. I don't think if I go backwards, that's not going to help, right?
No, hover over home and then hover, and then it'll populate home and then down. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now you're in your path here, your dashboard, which is fine. Who would you want to give a speech evaluation to? Let's just practice. Let's say Alicia.
Well, okay, now, but I don't think she's in here, right?
She said that she changed it.
She did change it. Okay,
yes.
Great. All right, great. And then Basecamp profile, let's see.
No, feedback.
It's still under feedback, okay.
Yes. So feedback is where you send the evaluations and the badges.
And then we say, say something and then the clip, okay.
Right, you would click on that paper clip and you would upload the evaluation form that you signed, that you saved, and then you would, there you go. See?
Yeah, and then you go find it.
That's it. That's all you have to do. Perfect. Okay. So let's see how we can help each of our members do this. This would be a really great tool to use. So we can give each other our evaluation forms digitally this way. So
okay, let me
Scott,
stop sharing.
No, let's give you a little practice quiz. Let's go over to the agenda.
Okay, so now we're going back to League City.
Yes.
Hold on. It's easier just to do this. Okay, hold on just a second.
Okay.
Kick me out. Let me go back and pick it up again. Okay, Toastmasters, League City Toastmasters. Okay. All right, looks like I'm still logged in. Let me go back to share.
You're doing great.
About to say, by the time we finish this pandemic, we're all going to be social media pros. Okay, so I'm back on Free Toast. And I'm sorry, you wanted me to do what again?
Go to the agenda.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Okay. Now show me how, let's say you were evaluating Alicia's speech.
Right.
What's the quickest way to find out what she's speaking on and how you're going to evaluate her?
Okay, so we know she's doing her icebreaker for 4 to 6 minutes in Pathways in the dynamic leadership path. And we know that her project description, let's see, project speech title, of course, is The Complicated Relationship Between Women and Alcohol. And her introduction, of course, is right here. The evaluation course is right here. And of course, we just open it up, fill it out. Now, quick question. When you save this, you got to save it to your desktop, right?
Save it anywhere you'd like. Your desktop and your file and your documents and your downloads, however you would like. It's up to you. Yeah,
well, because I think I did this with yours and I typed it out, but it didn't save. I had to download it, type it, save it to the desktop, and then go back and upload it. So if you type it here, it won't download. It won't download with the data.
Okay.
Anyways, that's just a little snippet that I learned.
Okay.
And then let's see, project description. I don't think we need that. I think that's just part of the pathway description.
Well, that is actually there to help the speaker. That is to help the speaker remember what their purpose and their overview is. Okay.
Right.
And then this is for anyone in the club who would like to see, oh, what is Alicia speaking about? And then we can all look at this to help us understand, what she's speaking on.
Right. Makes sense. But all the other things are here. What she's doing, the path, her title, an introduction, the evaluation form, and then the Toastmaster welcomes her to the podium to give her speech.
Right. So if you were Toastmaster, this is the information you would need. And I have been to some clubs where the Toastmaster does not have this information. And it's unfortunate because when they introduce the speaker, all they can share is speaker number 3 is Alicia Lamborghini West. That's all they know because they haven't been given anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why it's important to plan ahead, put it in the agenda. It helps everyone's lives easier while we're finding our way through Toastmasters. And also so when you type it in, you always click Save Project. That's for when you type in your speech.
So that's when the speaker
Yes.
fills this out, not for anybody else.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Do we have any questions right now?
I have a comment. This
Okay.
agenda is so important. Then there, for example, for the speaker, I could see that I am going to talk about internal factors because you know me, I talk about other things in other paths. But now I am going to talk about internal factors. It's a reminder to me not to introduce myself, my name, you all know me. So this agenda is tremendously important in all the senses, and then open the way to all the other steps that we have to follow to complete our way in Toastmasters.
I agree. I agree. It's so important to be prepared and plan that way when your club meeting begins, it runs smoothly. And this is something that when you're filling the general evaluator role, you would look at and comment on. When you have a smooth running club, it's very nice. Does anyone have any questions? It's 9:30. It's time to end. This is only a 1 hour session.
Well, thank you very much, Elizabeth,
You're welcome.
For this class. And well, with your presence, we are having another kind of club, absolutely. Before your participation and your training, and we were doing the things in a different way, absolutely.
Well, I'm happy I can help. That's what I'm here for.
A great help. A great help.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Kelly, Karen, you're silent. Is everything okay? Did we lose you? Are you okay? Any questions?
No, I've just been muted.
Okay.
I'm getting ready for a work meeting, so I'm just listening in.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Multitasking, so
okay.
I'm in and out because I have another meeting, but I really wanted to hear it, and so thank you so much.
Thank you, Karen, for being here. Thank you, Kelly. And Judy, it's so nice to have a guest. You're going to learn more as a guest before you become a member. This is great.
Right.
Thank you all for allowing me to ask questions that I know that all of you understand really well. I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, that's what we're here for, to help.
And also, I did put a couple of comments in the chat. If everyone could check before signing off, I'd appreciate it. And I did post our 2nd anniversary in our Facebook.
Wow.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations, League City Toastmasters, on 2 years of membership. Yay.
Yay. That's it. Yay. Exciting times.
Yes, yes. Okay. Anything
Okay.
else?
Well, everybody, thank you for attending today. Thank you, Elizabeth, for that
You're
fantastic
welcome.
session. And just in closing, Toastmasters has a lot of fantastic tools. I don't think a lot of people understand how robust these tools are and how deep and expansive these tools are, but they're only as good as our knowledge of them and our use of them. So Elizabeth, thank you for showing us how to use Free Toast Toast and how it integrates with Pathways, because Pathways is the primary online dynamic interactive tool that Toastmasters uses to foster professional and personal development. We use other things as well, like mentorship and so forth, but Pathways is the primary driver. So thank you, Elizabeth, and everybody. Thank you for joining today. And our next club meeting is 8:30 on Friday, August the 21st. Hope to see you there. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.